Welcome to Just Kampers. Today we're going to be fitting this massive, wow, look at that, Fiamma F80s awning, and we're going to be popping it on this long wheelbase crafter behind us. So down here on the table we've got our massive great big awning, and also you have to buy the correct fitting kit for your vehicle. So this is our long wheelbase crafter fitting kit. This is the front bracket, the middle bracket and the rear bracket. And it also comes with these fixing brackets. These parts actually fix to the van, these fix to that, and then our awning actually fixes to this. So it looks quite daunting to start off with, but having a quick flick through the instructions, it's actually not that bad. All our fixings and fittings are provided in this lovely little bag here. So I think it's time to crack on and start with part one. We're up on the roof. The first thing we're going to do is reveal the holes that our front bracket is going to go into. They're normally covered up, as you can see, from factory with these lovely little peely off. Let's peel that one off. You can see the hole. There's no thread here, so we're going to put through a bolt and put a nut on the other side. So let's take this other one off as well. Just peel out with a screwdriver and then they do peel off. Okay, now that's off. We've got this little rubber gasket that goes in between. Again, this is going to help seal up so we don't get any water ingress in through our bolt holes. Also, whilst we're there, we're going to use a bit of our favourite friend, the old silicone. A little dob round here. Next we can pop on our gasket. So he goes that way. Make sure the holes are lined up. We're also going to pop another little tiny drop of silicone on the top. Again, help us seal up that hole. Doesn't need much, just enough to seal it up. Now we've got our frontmost bracket. This is the longest one out of all of our brackets, and it's got a little notch on the back, and that denotes that goes towards the back of the vehicle. And we quite simply pop this on over our holes, and then we've got our bolts and washers that are going to go through. So again, I'm just going to put a little tinky bit of sealer underneath that washer. So our bolts are pushed through, obviously with a load of sealer on, because we wanted to make sure we didn't have any water coming in. Now I've got our washers, so it's 2 washers per bolt, as it says in the instructions. I don't know why they didn't just make one big thick one, but they said to use 2, so I'm going to use 2. So those 2 go over there like so, and then we can pop our nut on without pushing it back out through the roof, hopefully. For this part, you're probably going to need somebody to help you, because you need somebody to stop the bolt turning from above while I do the nut up from underneath. So I think Nick's going to shoot upstairs and do that while I quickly tighten it up. So we've got the front bracket fitted to the van. This is the frontmost bracket that's going to secure our awning onto the van. This sort of fits roughly up here, somewhere like that. But before we can fit that on, there's a little strengthening piece that goes in between. So we've got this little chap here, fits in something like that, line it up with the holes. So we've got lovely little countersunk holes that these little screws go into. So I'm going to do those quickly. Or not quickly, as the case may be. Taking a little while over it, aren't I? Got to get it right though. So that's our supplementary support fitted to our bracket here. What I've got next is a stopper plate that goes on the end. So this fella here slides all the way over the end, and then we secure that with the screw in here. They're tight, make sure all of these are tight as well. We want them to come back for that. Lovely. So this should now fit over. That's it. But that's not it. So we've got a pin that goes through and secures that. So once that's in position, I can push this pin through, and then that's secured with an Allen-headed bolt that goes down through the centre. So this is our bracket, and this is our retaining pin. Our retaining pin goes through this part of the bracket that's on the roof like so. You can see, I'll give that a little tap in a minute. And then this actually goes through and locates so this can't fall out. And that pin goes all the way through this part of the aluminium bracket. And then we can put our fixing screw through, and that'll go into our little cross brace, and that'll secure our bracket to the roof. Bracket number 1 done. We've just got to do the other 2. So our centre bracket is a little bit different in the fact that it's only got 1 fixing hole. So there's 2 there, but we only use 1 of them. There's only 1 in the middle, not 1 either end. I've obviously got a little bit of sealer on, our gasket's going on. So again, another little bit of seal around there. So the centre bracket, once you've got it loosely fitted, don't tighten it up. Reason being is that we need to actually be able to lift this up to give us a bit of clearance so we can get our pin to go through the centre on our bracket. So he fits in there. I have to lie down and see. And then I can lift that slightly, get our pin to go through, and then we tighten everything down. There's actually a hole drilling in the top of this bracket to allow us access for our bolt that goes through the actual roof of the van. So the last bracket, the rearmost one, is slightly different again. We have two fixing holes and we've got our little rubber gaskets, like so. So they fit on there, obviously with a bit of sealer. And as you can see, this bracket's shaped. So as the curvature of the roof drops away at the back, that compensates for that. So obviously our awning is flat and straight all the way through. So that'll bolt on there. And then we can put this to the vehicle roof first, as the aluminium support bracket can go on afterwards, because we've got plenty of room to get our pin through, unlike the one in the centre. So as you just saw, I had to have a friend help me lift it up, because it's pretty long and pretty heavy. But once you've got it in position, it sits in the channel quite easily. And then all I'm doing now is just doing our locking bolts up. And that'll stop the whole thing moving out of the bracket that way. And it can't come off then. Job done. So these two are nipped up. Okay, moment of truth. Let's wind it out and take a look. Wow, what a really big awning. It's massive. Do you know what? I can't wait to see this in action with the guys. So thank you for watching, guys. That's how you fit a Fiamma F80s. Make sure you don't miss any of our other videos. Make sure you subscribe and we'll see you next time.